Good Thursday afternoon, everyone. This is Nate from Nate's Here and There, coming to you live from near or far. On today's episode, I stopped off at a cemetery here in Heath Springs, South Carolina. It's a pretty big cemetery. It's the Salem Cemetery. I'm gonna go through and see what, still on that hunt for the oldest one. I found one the other day, a 1787 at Gregory Cemetery. But come along with us today on this episode. Starting off already, I see a September the 21st, 1865 to a 1930. Now here's a 1869 to 1952. And here's the 1865 to 1942, the 1870 to 1963. Like I said in previous one of these other videos, well, people live a long time back then. Here's a 1856. Now, this is the oldest one I see so far. And those over there are 1893 and 1889. And here's the 1894 to 1975 and the 1890 to 1951. And this one right here, I can't tell what this one is. Here's a 1893 to 1951. This is a family grave, I think. 1893 to 1967. I don't know if that's some. That's 1869 to 1936. That's a 1834 to 1921. This is a different family. That's 1897 to 1985. And that, well, that's born in 1905. And here's the 1887 to 1927 and 1886 to 1928. And here's an 1872 to 1950. And an 1845 to 1930. I wonder if he fought in the Civil War. There's a 1885 and 1948. There's a 1895 to 1937. Now here's a 1887 to 1888. A coffin. I wonder if I'm kin to him. Like I said in the previous video, I am kin to the Coffins. My grandmother was a Coffin. Here's a 1885 to 1968. Mr. Cindy Cawthon and Miss Lucy B. Cawthon, 1887 to 1964. And I guess this is some of the other part of the family. 1906 to 1999. He wasn't too old. 1955 to 1977. And this one right here was the mayor. This one was the mayor of Miss Ann Taylor, 1926 to 2020. She was the mayor of Heath Springs from 1990 to January the 16th, 2018. And here's a 1892 to 1982. Sorry. And a 1888 to 1961. And 1899 to 1960. And here's a 1867 to 1936. And 1878 to 1959. And here's a 1869 to 1915. And here's a 1887 to 1965. And 1891 to 1948. And here's a 1875 to 1897. And a 1874 to 1930, or 1874 to 1934. Now here's a 1856 to 1900. And this one right here, oh, it's an infant. This is a baby. Born in 1897. To the Reverend Chambers and Nora Moore. Oh, this one right here was a pastor. He was a pastor, a reverend. I just now seen that. And this one was a Confederate soldier. I can't really tell. It was 1829 to 1901. I can't really tell the name on it. And this one over here is truly, they don't even have a headstone. This one right there, they don't even have a headstone. That is a Confederate soldier. And this one is 66 to 1948. And 1890 to 1972. I really can't, I'm sorry I had to put my hand up. I really can't tell where it's so bright out here. And here's a 1856 and 1915 Mr. George Bowers. Miss Annie Maggie Bowers, sorry. 1859 and 1902. There's a 1856 to 1915 or 1919. Oh, what's wrong with me today? Here's a 1855 to 1939 and 1859 to 1930. And here's a 1876 to 1902. And here's another infant. Died in 1916. Here's an 1890 to 1932. There's another kid, 1918 to 1919. I think I found my oldest two right here. 1850. Mr. Lou Rollins Robinson and Z.L. Robinson, 1852 to 1932. So far, this is the two oldest ones I found. And here's one, 1855 to 1915. There's a 1856 to 1947. 1862 to 1949. And there's a 1864 to 1954. Here's a 1883 to 1923. Miss Mary Crenshaw. 1884 to 1963. And 1889 to 1968. I wonder what these. Oh, that's 1950 to 1922. 1922 to 2011. I like these grades right here. This is not a old, not too like back in the 1800s. This is 1912 to 2001. He was in the military. He was in World War II. I love they put the cross above the husband and the wife. They honor both of them. Now this is cool right here. This is Patriots of the American Revolution. These are some of the oldest ones. 1730 to 1793, 1777 to not. They don't have or 1782, 17. Oh, that's just when they was in the military. John Ingram. So he served 1757 to 1829. Oh, this is cool. This is cool right here. I like this. I wonder if some of these soldiers fought in the Battle of Hanging Rock and in the Battle of Camden, in the Battle of Buford. I really like this. I did not think I was going to walk up on something like this. I tell you, I got goosebumps just standing here. Now, I don't know what this is. It was like a granite rock that was there's nothing on the back of it. It just says JHH. And here's Miss Beatrice Bowling Bridges, 1899 to 1984. I love how they did this. In 1898, I have heard of these people. The John Mary Carlton Bridges, I've heard of her. We may be kin to her, I don't know. Or 1898 to 1983. And oh, that's 1927 to 2017. These are not that old. And here's a 1870 to 1949. The 1876 to 1965. I think these are all children right here. This is Sims Sweetest Memories. I think this is a family spot right here. Here's 1879 to 1965. 1875 to 1956. There were small Miss Ellen Kirk. And here's 1881 to 1967, 1871 to 1949, and 1845 to 1922, and 1848 to 1935. I think I found my oldest grave in the graveyard, not counting the soldiers now. But these right here, 1844 to 1915. And 1844 to 1925. Oh. And 1849 to 1922. And here's a 1878, 1974, 1861 to 1948, and 1864 to 1912. If you have noticed, I'm not going for the graves that's in the 1900s, which, I mean, everybody, I go for the oldest graves. That's the reason I do this. I mean, it's no disrespect to anybody's family that, born and passed away in this the 19th century. It's no disrespect to anybody. It's just, that's what I've been doing, just coming out here looking at the oldest graves. I'm trying to find the oldest graves. And this is 1897 to 1969, 1898 to 1988. She was 90 years old when she passed away. And there's an infant right there. I can't even tell, it just says infant on it. But 1895 and 1923, and 1861 and 1947. Kind of hard to read there. Wind's picking up a little bit. But here's an 1870 and 1955. Sorry, an 1870 to 1955, and 1868 to 1906. And here's an 1847 and 1905, 1845 to 1923. And here's 1867 and 1961, and an 1870 and 1942. And here's 1898 and 1997. There's a 1831 and 1936. There's a 1866 to 1944. And 1856 to 1948. This is another family right here. Here's 1891 and 1971. And 1892 to 1936. They were hunters. That's another family spot. In 1878 to 1958, Mr. Walter Threet, Miss Betsy Threet, 1882 to 1968. And I think this is a good spot to end it. This is saying a little bit about the Salem Cemetery. This is 3 1/4 acres whereon stood Salem Methodist Episcopal Church. 1834 and 1897 was deeded by Frederick Creminger on December the 10th, 1838 to the trustee of the Methodist Episcopal Church and their successor. The trustees were, and that's all the names. That's going to do it for this episode. Please consider, if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit your notifications where to notify you. All your notifications where to notify you where I upload videos just like this one. And I hope you enjoy these. I do. I really enjoy getting out and looking at these. Looking at different. Let me know in the comments below that you like these. But always remember to love God, love others, and reach the world.